Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Groundhog Day, February 2nd, 2023. Tonight on Hollywood After Dark, we're going to be talking about Netflix screwing itself, sunsetting itself over this password restriction. We're going to be talking about James Gunn, Avatar 3, and a whole bunch of weird news, including our favorite scooper getting his own show in the Philippines. Will it happen? Will it not, folks? I don't know, but we're going to be breaking it down. Hollywood After Dark begins right fucking now. What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. I'm kind of on time tonight. I said 9:35. It's 9:37. We're a couple minutes late, but that's okay. Tonight is going to be a fast-paced show. We're going to end up getting to the end. I have got an early morning appointment with the kids to go, an ophthalmology appointment. The nearest one is like 45 miles away. Go figure on that one. But anyway, lot to talk about here. Lot to go crazy with. We're gonna end up. Hold on. I'm getting a call. Real quick here. So all right. Sorry. As soon as I go live, I get a phone call from James from Small Screen. So we'll see what happens on that one there. But as I said, there's a lot to talk about tonight. Who is our favorite scooper? Mikey Sutton. We're going to talk about that one. But anyway, I really hope you guys are all having yourselves a great day. Sorry I wasn't on last night. I meant to be online last night. Unfortunately, I just wasn't feeling very well, so I opted to stay in. Ended up watching a couple movies. So for one, I know Podio Commentary. I said The Book of Eli is coming. That should have been out yesterday. It won't be out till probably tomorrow. If I'm lucky, tomorrow night. If I'm not lucky, Saturday. And then we'll be back on track going after that. With me not feeling well, it kind of took me out of it a little bit, and it kept me from finishing watching the movie, which I did last night. I also watched Silent Hill, which is the episode coming next week, and then I watched My Bloody Valentine, which is our Valentine's Day episode. And that episode, I watched a bunch of movies last night, so I'll be able to talk about them. I'll be able to break them down in the way that you guys like with the show, and it's going to be a lot of fun to do overall. Shiny here says, stop bashing my fave scooper. No, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it, you guys. But like I said, there's a lot to get to, but I want to talk with you guys tonight right off the bat. We're going to talk about something that I've been bringing up quite a bit. And that, of course, is artificial intelligence, right? I know a lot of people out there hate it when I bring up AI, like, oh, you're always on this AI thing. You're always on this. You're always on that. But it's like, look, when we talk about artificial intelligence, one of the things we have to remember here is that this is what's going on, right? Like ChatGPT is here, Midjourney is here, AI art is here, AI things are here. And I think you can do a lot of interesting stuff with it. In fact, actually today, let me just bring this one up here. I thought I had it downloaded. I did not. I signed up for Midjourney, testing it out for the month, having a little bit of fun with it, messing around for entertainment purposes only. And I created this logo this is a tester logo for Podio Commentary. It's just a little idea. This is pretty cool. It's meant to be a VHS tape. I got to reprompt it. I don't know why it gave me a cassette tape with what appears to be like radio dials and shit, but it's cool. It's got an interesting aesthetic to that, right? And this is the kind of stuff you can do with it. It's going to be a lot of fun to test out to see what things can do, because I can take this prompt, this image that I've made, and I could probably hand it over to an actual artist and be like, hey, listen, can you take this and make a logo that I like out of it? And that's going to be one of the things for it. But there's another, and this goes into the Hollywood After Dark, the After Dark side of things. There's an element of where we are now that is a little bit frightening. And I'm going to bring up something. And so if you're under the age of 18, please look away. This is definitely for adults out there, but this is true. So this is an image that is entirely AI generated. This group of 4 women, 2 of which appear to be twins. The other 2 are maybe cousins or whatever. This is apparently an AI created image. This is kind of frightening. I'm not going to lie, guys. This is kind of frightening because they look real. You can look closely and you can see that there's elements of it that aren't real. You can look closely and see that there are elements there that do seem a little bit fake. It seems a little bit too symmetrical, a little bit too polished. But then again, with Photoshop and how Photoshop has altered the game entirely, how do we know? How do we know in regards to AI what these things can accomplish? Well, I found an alternative to give you a bit more of an idea of how crazy this stuff can get. Look at this here. All 4 of these images are created with AI. Obviously, the top left, the bottom left, and the bottom right are all meant to be the same prompt. I don't know where the top right came from. Obviously not. But you can look at the fact that they've got like the little things that are kind of looked at there. AI cannot handle hands. All right. AI cannot handle hands. AI cannot handle any of that stuff. But you look at these images and at first glance, your first thought is that these are real, that these are real, that this is something that is a real image, possibly touched up, possibly put together. And it's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy to just kind of break apart. And that is where we are. Did Midjourney? I don't believe Midjourney did that. I think it was Stable Diffusion. All right. It did. I think it was Stable Diffusion that did that. HBart's there. Andrew here says OnlyFans income gonna plummet. I mean, once we get in to artificial AI art video, which is the next phase. And once that opens up in a way that people are able to make this kind of, you could almost argue, hyper realistic adult entertainment, then yeah, you'll be able to craft the person of your dreams, right? You might be able to craft, to build something like that up there and go from there. It's gonna be kind of crazy. Ryan Hartwell here says, AI art honestly makes me sick to my stomach. It doesn't make me sick to my stomach because it is an evolutionary thing. Now, it all depends on the usage, right? I think that's the point. I think it all depends on the usage. Blargan here says, I thought you were going to cover the voice generated prompts poll put together this week. Yeah, I did see that article a little bit. Let's see, AI voice prompt. Let's see how that, if that's in the news there. Cause, hold on. Yeah, let's see. Celebrity AI voice generator. I saw something about it, right? So, yeah, here we, so, yeah, you've got an article here from, let me bring this up. You got an article here from Gizmodo talking about this, right? Now, the other night, I did bring this up. Actually, I did open the stream by talking about it. Actually, listen to this. This is what I made the other night using AI voice.
In the dawn of 2023, one filmmaker took on a job that no one else in Hollywood wanted to take. One man thrust his
supposed
spear
to be
into
Morgan
the ground
Freeman
and chose to take on the toxic snake of a fandom head-on. One man will guide fans of mythology and legend into the world of tomorrow with truth, justice, and the American way. That man is James Gunn, and he is the DC Studios co-CEO with a vision of a better tomorrow.
I mean, that was what I made for just as a joke, right? I made it as a joke the other night. And I know a lot of people out there are not fans of this, but it doesn't sound anything like Morgan Freeman. And I used a Morgan Freeman prompt that I was able to put in there. So I always find that to be really interesting when we start to discuss all of this kind of stuff. So Gizmodo here is reporting that an AI voice simulator easily abused to deepfake celebrities spouting racism and homophobia. You're always going to find that. You're always going to find that. And I've even, there are internet celebrities that I do not like that have already had their voices cloned with this kind of stuff and made to say egregiously horrible things that are different than the usual egregiously horrible things they normally say. It's definitely like the world is kind of crazy. Let's see. Andrew here says, because of AI video, someday I will finally be able to see my dream TV series, Lesbian Vampire Downton Abbey. All right. I mean, that could be interesting. In fact, you could do a lot with that. There's prompts now. There's prompts now you can do where you can, it's called like a puppeteer prompt for Midjourney, where you can actually like use, where you could use a bunch of stuff and go from there. Now, David here says, you can like puppeteer, like, you know, your images. David here says, well, there goes voiceover jobs. That's not voiceover jobs. I don't think are going to go anywhere. I think you can tell that they're not like that. There's a certain warmth that's like not real. I would argue like the way China's doing it is interesting. Only because like they use it to broadcast the news. I could see that happening where like, because like CNET writes articles with AI. There was actually, I covered this a long time ago. There was AI generated newspaper articles that were coming out that had a lot to do. They were just like weather, right? They were like weather things that were happening, but people were using this years ago to write articles in the paper. So that's one of the interesting elements of it where, you know, these jobs are like, I think certain jobs are going to go away. There's some tech bloggers I follow that were very much just talking about how this is going to like upend their job. And this might upend the job of even like Hollywood bloggers, entertainment bloggers that we see in the movie space, you know, because we got, you know, MCU cheesy jokes are, can we get the movies now? This is part of entertainment, dude. Hollywood After Dark covers a lot of different stuff. And it's something that I think is really worth talking about because it is going to alter and impact how things are done. Remember, Toby Emmerich a number of years ago had said that they wanted to use an algorithm, an AI algorithm with, you know, with Warner Brothers Picture Group to determine what movies to make. That's something they were talking about doing for a while. And they still probably are doing that to an extent. So you want to talk about all of these things, but you have to realize that this is where things are technologically speaking. You know, one guy today I saw was like, he's like, I have dreams of being a writer, but he goes, how am I going to compete with AI? Right. Oh, hit the Batman here says, oh God, he's on about AI again. AI is what's happening. AI is what's happening. Not everything can be about James Gunn and what's going on with DC. But we got to look at the underbelly of the industry and how AI is going to be working with the industry, how AI is going to be reshaping the industry, how it's going to be used as a tool or as a cudgel. I don't know yet, but we have to understand that this is where things are going, you know? I mean, yeah, Spherical Man here says, and they scrapped that idea and used it for Space Jam 2. They did. They definitely, you know, AI, again, Space Jam 2 talked about an algorithm. That was Don Cheadle's character. He was an algorithm, and that algorithm was what was causing the problem. So yeah, they're making fun of it with that thing. They were absolutely kind of doing that. But what you have to realize also is that technology, that's weird. Technology is always going to be coming. It's always changing. It's always evolving. And these are just where things are going. This stuff is just now hitting the market. In many other instances, this stuff has already been out there for people not in the consumer marketplace, but in the business and enterprising space. So this is stuff that people have already had access to that's now just being put out there and allowed to be used for the public consumption. And that's where things are going to start rapidly changing. And if you've been following what's been going on with ChatGPT, with Midjourney, with Stable Diffusion, with AI art, with AI video, you can start to see what exactly is going to be happening. And it's interesting for the future of cinema. It's interesting for the future of tech. It's for the future of entertainment. And that's why we talk about this here. Now, I know not everybody likes it, and I completely understand that. And I'm not sitting here and like outright endorsing it. I think that there's a lot that can be done. But like I said, a tech blogger buddy of mine was complaining today because he's like, "What? How can I compete? How can I compete with these people? How can I compete with AI? How can I compete with the litany of things that are going to be thrust into the market?" I'm like, it's all about your personality, dude. Right? Like, how many hundreds of thousands of, not millions of people talk about movies? A lot of us do. It's about your personality, about how you cover things, about how you talk about things. There's a lot going on with this here. So there's stuff that I found to be interesting that I'm going to bring up on my fucking show. And again, if you don't like it, you can pound sand. I'm sorry, buddy. Like, you know, you want to come in here and complain. You don't even come in here that often. So you know what? We're just going to put your ass in timeout for a few. I'm not in the mood for it tonight. You know, Blargan here says, and again, this makes a great point. Considering how many people love the creepy robot Mark Hamill in Mando season 2, it's going to be accepted quickly. He's not wrong. When they brought out the deepfake is part of AI. They use artificial intelligence to create the deepfake. In Book of Boba Fett, Episode 5, Return of the Mandalorian, we had a lot with Luke Skywalker. That was all done through deepfake. Everyone was all like, man, Shamook did a great job on that with Mando with reworking the ending of Mando season 2, that they hired him and brought him on for this. They opened up that Pandora's box. They're not going to be putting those toys back away. Then to get the fucking voice for Luke Skywalker, they used artificial intelligence to manufacture the voice. That is where the technology is going. To act like it's not here and to act like it's not going to be a big thing in the next couple of years. Just imagine when like James Cameron starts toying with it. What's going to happen with that? How many people are going to be able to get access to start really working on a lot of these stories that they want to tell that they are not artistically able to do themselves? It's just, there are massive, severe ethical implications with it. 100%. And I'm not recommending that you use it for anything other than entertainment-based purposes. I don't recommend selling it. I like to fuck around with AI art, but man, it's just for fun. It's just for fucking fun. Like, I want to work on a logo, design a logo, and then I'm going to give it to an actual artist and be like, can you make this, help me make this logo? Because I pay you for it and you get paid for it, But once we get into the future of AI art, and I sent a link to James from Small Screen, who's definitely against this kind of stuff. So I don't know if he's going to come in or not, but because he'd wanted to. But I was talking about this with HBarts earlier, and he's like, what's going to happen with the copyright side of things? Well, what I believe is going to happen as the technology moves along is that artists are going to be able to request, like they're going to be able to attribute a Creative Commons license to their work. So stuff that is allowed to be remixed, and everything else, become transformative work under the CC license is going to be something that AI is going to be able to do. And that's what they have to do with it. So there's everything else. Yeah. I mean, do I think AI will star in a movie soon? Yeah, I do. I do. I really, really, really do. All right. We got a super here from Rodney, 20 bones. Thank you, Rodney. Really appreciate it. It says, it's been 48 hours since the DC news and Ray Fisher hasn't criticized DC James Gunn yet for interfering with the WP investigations. Still 26 more days left in Black History Month. I give it by the 20th for the racism comments. Man, I ain't touching that. I ain't touching that. Like, that's, I ain't touching that shit. Because James Gunn ain't got nothing to do with that stuff, man. He ain't got nothing to do with that stuff. So it's definitely, you know what? Ray Fisher is going to Ray Fisher. Anything could possibly happen with that. Be very interesting to see that here, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, cause I don't want to like, push the fight. I don't want to push the fight. So there's that, but, yeah, it's, Ray Fisher's gonna Ray Fisher. That's all I can really say about that, but thank you, buddy. Really appreciate that. But if it does happen, we'll talk about it, obviously. Wow, I'm moody tonight. No, I don't like dumb comments. I don't like forcing me to get off what I want to talk about on my show to move on to something you want me to talk about. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not here. If you want me to move on, like I'm going to get to it, but I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about because this is my show. If you want to help sponsor the program and get to the topic you want to get to, then there's a super chat button right fucking there. It's not something that is mandatory. You can either wait or you can change the conversation yourself. You have the ability. But in the meantime, I'm not going to be bullied into changing out what I want to talk about because I think there's an interesting conversation to be had. And if you have an issue with that, there's the door. I'm just not going to be told to not talk about what I want to talk about on my fucking show. Thank you. But then Jess here, great comment. You have to be careful with AI generated material. Give an inch, companies will take a mile. Well, companies always take a mile. I mean, we don't really live in the most pro worker environment. You know what I mean? We don't really live in the most pro worker society. I mean, imagine the people that work on these games. They spend games specifically, right? They do crunch time, 80 hours a week leading up to its release. If a game does well, if it sells well, If it sells well, they might get a bonus. If it does well with Metacritic or with a review aggregate, whatever, they might get a bonus. And that's promised to them by the publisher. And that goes to the studio. And then that might trickle down. But what if a game doesn't sell well? What if there's a multitude of reasons as to why a game doesn't sell well? They don't get the bonus. Think about when you work on a movie, when you're brought in, the 15,000 people from all of these visual effects houses that work on a big movie. Do they get paid? They get a job, but do they get a bonus off of that work at the end of it? Companies are always going to take artists for granted because artists want to create art. And that's not something I'm supportive of. All right. Which is why when we talk about AI art, I don't want to ever approach it from the perspective of a capitalistic endeavor. It's something for entertainment purposes only. It's a way to convey an idea more so than it is to capitalize financially off of the back of somebody else. And I think that's a fine deal to take. Or I think that's a fine way to look at it. You know what I mean? Because it's here, so it's not going away. That's all I'm trying to say. All right, let me just kind of catch up here. Moisture for 5, thank you, buddy. Says, do you think Feige will continue to undercut DC like he's done in the past? It's entirely possible that he will. But he'll have to think twice about it now. Because, again, because now there's people involved, right? Now it's his buddy that's running up the competition. We know that. So what's fascinating about that will be whether or not to see Kevin Feige is going to be able to come on in and do it. But here's the thing. DC at this point is the underdog. All right. DC is the underdog. Marvel's no longer the underdog. It's the top dog. It's the king of the hill. You have to look at it like this. When Marvel Studios came on the scene, nobody had attempted to do what they did. Nobody had attempted to create the universe that they did, the films, the shows, everything. Now we've got someone who's been in that world, who knows that world, who understands it, was taught by the master, is now running the competition and is looking to take it a step further with television, movies, animation, and gaming. Marvel hasn't touched gaming because Disney don't really want to fuck with that. They don't want to fuck with that. Warner Brothers has games publishing. They've got Warner Brothers games. So they can work within their wheelhouse on that one. They can keep everything in-house. So there's actually a bit of a one-up there that DC has over Marvel. Now, if Feige decides he wants to run on that shit and come on down and start like clapping some cheeks on the gaming side of things, now we're going to be getting into some territory. Star Wars is the one that I think could compete on that front. But again, it's like Feige will have to really, they've got their release date set. They know where things are. They know what's happening. They know what's going on. On that front, they're going to be okay. Right. Like, so now DC's got to come on in and DC's got to be the one. They got to be the Rocky dog. And to commemorate I got it. See, I got Rocky. I got fucking Rocky 1 through 6 compliments of HBarts. So, we can talk about that more. And yeah, I'll watch it. I might do a patio commentary soon. Who knows? Maybe, what's a good month for Rocky? What's a good underdog? I'm building out my schedule for the rest of the year. So there's a lot there. Anyway, thank you for that one there. All right. So, you missed the chaos. I haven't done the before noon stuff just because it's just extra, man. I've just been tired. I've been so fucking tired. Horrible. Yeah. You know what? It's not horrible attitude. I'm doing what I want to do. So I'll see you later, buddy. Sorry. I just not in the mood for fucking trolls tonight. So there's that. Peach Mango Pie here says Darth Vader's voice will be used to death by companies. Not by companies, only by one company, because he licensed that to Lucasfilm. So only by one company, but they might use it in a number of other ways. So yeah, I mean, imagine that. Rationally for 5, thank you. Says, what if someone made Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 with AI and deepfake? I expect that to happen. I expect there to be fan films made. Have you not gone and looked at like some of the fan films that have been made with Unreal Engine 5? People have gone in, they've got assets from games. They've been able to go in and make their own. The way that the UE5 engine operates is pretty good. Imagine when you start combining UE5 with AI, with AI art, with AI content. I mean, that's what I'm talking about here. People are going to have the ability to start doing doing this stuff at home. And that's going to be where things get really fascinating real quick. But again, it could be all over the place. Who knows? Good, bad, or the other. Good, bad, or the other. Anthony here says the MCU will die soon. No. What are you talking about, dude? This is another one of your bad takes. Another one of your bad takes, buddy. All right. We got Zachary here for 10. Thank you so much, Zachary. Says, I heard a report / rumor that Marvel may split Secret Wars into part 1 and part 2. If true, I think there's a good idea because it's a big storyline. What do you think? I think they might. I think there's a lot going on with Secret Wars that we don't know of. Obviously, Secret Invasion is going to be a big part of that. Secret Invasion is going to be a massive issue with that. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. But I do believe that we're going to get that. I think they're going to split it. It just makes sense. If it's going to end out a storyline, I mean, unless Kang Dynasty is like Secret Wars Part 1, which it's not. It's going to be like, they're going to build up to a lot of stuff, man. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely effing wild. So let's see here. Ralph Stubble-Tits here says, King of the Hill that is losing ground, especially after phase 4. And if Ant-Man isn't good, it will be a big hit. Ant-Man is already tracking to do pretty well as far as I understand. And look, man, say what you will about phase 4. It's been more well regarded than not in regards to like the general public. The general public is still turning up for these movies. I think a big problem is like that 45-day or so window to go on Disney Plus. I think if they got rid of that, which after Avatar and everything else, like it's gonna do it. People know they can just wait now, so they got to create that FOMO, and that FOMO is now going to be leading up to the big bad, leading up to Kang. The introduction of Kang in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is going to be really big for them, and I'm personally really excited to see it. Ryan here says, to me, it kind of defeats the purpose of creating art and sharing experiences in general. I understand the need to make things easier, but it just feels empty. I'm sorry, but it's a hard pass. And that's absolutely okay, man. There are people out there that still carve wood, even though they could probably 3D print it to some extent. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing with art is always subjective, how the artists wants to express themselves. And that is what I think you need to remember here is like things change. Yes, things get easier. Ultimately, things get easier. Like, used to be they have to, like draw every frame by hand. And now they can do a lot with computers. I mean, there's actually a really good episode of Bluey where Bluey at the end of, I think it's about her like sleeping or whatever. And at the end of the episode, it shows what an animator does on the computer to make it. So it shows. So, I mean, like, were you against the concept of creating art when it went away from using pen and paper, pencil and paper, color, all that stuff, to when they got rid of matte painting and they you could just use a Wacom tablet? I mean, technology always advances. So that becomes the thing. Your expression shouldn't necessarily change. That's what I'm talking about here. Like, if you want to express yourself, you're going to find a way to express yourself in a way that's, that's going to be true to who you are. And actually I want to bring this up because I was using this, showing this on the other stream I was on. I want to talk about Ryan specifically and expression. Okay. So this is a book Ryan got me. I need to read it. It's right here on my desk. This is You've Got Red on You. This is the book about the making of Shaun of the Dead. One of my all-time favorite movies. The reason why I bring this up for expression is because Ryan found this book at a bookstore, thought of me, and wanted to express himself through a thoughtful act. Now, is it art? No. But Ryan was being expressive in how he wanted to convey a feeling that he had or a shared experience that he wanted to put out there. And that's what this book represents, at least to me. It's very, 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 very kind. Like, you have no idea how kind this is, Ryan. That's what I'm talking about here. When you've got different forms of expression, how you choose to express is going to be what I think people pick up on. That's what I'm generally saying there. But all right there. So, yes, Rhea here pulling in that smash the like button. Thank you, Rhea. Really appreciate that here. We've, I don't even know what we're up to right now. Let me go and bring my back end stuff in case there's any channel member comments tonight. Because sometimes they don't come in and I don't see them. It's unfortunate. Really would love for StreamYard to fix some of that stuff. But, it is what it is. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, Tony says good old H-Barts. Nick here says April's a good month. I don't. Oh no. April for Patio commentary is anime month. So I need like one more suggestion. I've got what do I got? I got I think I'm gonna do Spirited Away. I'm gonna do Final Fantasy. I gotta look at other ones. I might do Ghost in the Shell. Watch it again, and everything. But there's I'm just saying. Anyway, I gotta think of this kind of stuff. Fandom NSL here says, fun fact, Ryan Kinnell has made more than triple the amount of anti-woke hate videos about Velma, 25, than there are episodes of the show itself. Wow. Yeah, and there's a lot of hate for Velma. I mean, I did one shorts on it, and it's got like 30,000 views. So, I mean, like, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Okay, let me just catch up here. Okay, Moisture for 5, thank you, buddy. Says, imagine deepfakes of political candidates running for office next year saying horrible things. Oh yeah, no, that's going to happen. I mean, that's going to happen. The problem is though, and that's going to be up to the social media platforms to identify that and to take those down. I do think that deepfake created art, deepfake AI created art, AI created video, all that shit needs to have some kind of digital watermark so people know what it is. That is the side of it that I believe. I do think that quite a bit. So thank you for that one there. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Rational says Marvel needs to make it 90 days of streaming instead of 45. I completely agree. I do completely agree. I'll tell you this, man. Like I know Black Panther came out. I don't have a need to go back to watch. I might pop it in one night, but I'll tell you this, dude. I was watching the Silent Hill and My Bloody Valentine last night, and I was having fun with both, man. Like, I really liked My Bloody Valentine. It was so corny at times, but I enjoyed the sincerity of it, and I enjoyed the pure Canadianism of it. Like, it was just like, it was great. It was really great. I need to watch the 2009 one again. Spherical Man here says, if you keep talking about Bluey, I'm going to blew my brains out. You got to watch it, dude. It's a good show. It's a really, really, really good show. All right. Let's see. Blargan here says Spirited Away, my second favorite film of all time. It's a great movie. Jess here says Vampire Hunter D. You have it? Yes, I do have it. Thank you. Watch Cowboy Bebop, the movie or the show? It's gotta be like a movie. I'm not going to do shows on there. Shows are just too long. It'd be too hard. Perfect Blue. I know you've recommended Perfect Blue, Brian. We'll talk about it as we get closer to like April. I got to get through the rest. I got to get through this month and get things set up for next month. Yes, I can do Vampire Hunter D. I might do that one there. As long as I can, hold on. Let me take a look here. All right. I'm taking a look here. Okay. So you've got Vampire Hunter D. Let me find we're talking the 2000 animated movie, I'm assuming. Bloodlust, right? We're not talking about the original here. So there's not much on the history of making it, but I could probably find some nuggets to pull from. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to bookmark that to come back to it. Okay. So thank you. Let's see. Did I see James Gunn's comments about Ezra Miller and Zachary Levi? I did. I talked about that the other night, I believe. Maybe. I thought I did. They were talking about how he's not going to let it derail. And I'm like, that's good. Just don't let it derail. I mean, people say stupid shit. I say stupid shit all the time. Just don't let it derail it, and it should be okay. So we'll be pretty good on that one. And again, he's not going to cause a fit right now because these movies are going into marketing and they got to try to make money. And so to come out and like admonish the stars of those movies for saying stupid things, they were talking up Ezra. They're talking up Ezra's healing. They're talking up Ezra's stuff, right? That's what they want to do. So, let's see. Taylor says, or just thought of one. Let's do a reversive animated live action Highlander, The Search for Vengeance. Is that an anime? Is that based on Highlander? They did an anime movie for Highlander? Do Avatar, The Last Airbender. Do like the Last Airbender movie? The 2010 M. Night Shyamalama Lama 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 Ding Dong movie that everyone seems to hate. I could probably red pill some people on it. I could probably do it. It'd be kind of fun. Andrew here says, oh, for your amusement, Steven Crowder let it slip that he had a bisexual phase. I did see that. And I'll tell you this, people were really attacking him for that. I thought that was, I mean, they're mocking him for it, but I'm like, if you didn't know that was there, it's not hard to tell, but it's just, yeah, I wouldn't give him shit for it. I wouldn't give him shit for it. Can you have a swig of my water? Come and take it, sir. Come and take it. The problem is I had a Rockstar earlier, so like there's a lot of sodium in that, so I'm just like dehydrated. All right. Sorry, I need to probably invest in a cup. All right. Did I get a new cam? Nope. This is my my Logitech. This is the Logitech Stream Cam. It doesn't look bad. What the one you're thinking of is that one right there. That's my Sony ZVX1. So yeah. There's that. God damn it. There we go. Cool. And then you might notice I have I have shirts on my lights as like diffusers because I can't buy fucking soft boxes. If I could get a soft box for this LED panel, I'm like really tempted to just make my own. But like you can't find them, which is really weird that they do not have a soft box for that. And I have a ring light right here. So the one light that's on. Whatever. Anyway, I just, again, man, I wanted to watch Del Toro's Pinocchio. It's difficult, dude. It's like I watched Megan and it took me forever to do even a review of that. It's just hard to do. The Batman Part 2 asks, what are your thoughts on Superman Legacy coming out before the Batman Part 2? That's interesting. Superman Legacy and the Batman coming out in 1 year. I mean, look, okay. So actually it makes all the sense in the world. We'll talk about that and then we'll dive into some of the news for the day. Them doing that. All right. What they're doing with that essentially is they are wanting to maximize 2025. Okay. So they've got 4 movies in 2023. Nothing, nada, zilch, nothing. 2024. Maybe a couple HBO Max shows or whatever they're going to be calling the service after the while. It's just really dumb and they shouldn't change the name. But like they got nothing. So 2025 rolls around and this is it. This is the first foray. This is the first salvo out the gate. This is the run up on Marvel. You know what I mean? This is it. So having a new Superman movie and having, a big Superman legacy film coming out in June. And then a few months after that, like what, 4 months, 3 months, 4 months later? No, 4 months later, you've got the Batman Part 2, right? So you've got Superman and Batman dropping in within like 6 months of each other. That's a big deal. That's 2 powerhouses coming out. And they're not coming out like quick succession. I mean, 4 months isn't bad, but it's like, they're not like, 3 weeks apart or whatever. They're not going to cross over each other. So that's going to be a big thing. And I think Marvel's going to what we're going to see is, hold on, let me bring up, what is Marvel Phase 5 and 6? I want to see this here. What is what's dropping on, June of 2025? All right. So hold on here. Where is that Phase 6? Okay. So no, that is not, they did not, no, it's a fan one, I think here. I'm trying to find it. Okay. So you've got 2025. Yeah. 2020. Oh, so you got May 2025 is Avengers Kang Dynasty. And then you've got November 2025 is Avengers 4, right? Or Avengers Secret Wars. So if you're talking, dude, that's a fucking loaded ass year. Holy crap. That is a loaded ass year. Here, I'll bring this up on screen. So you guys can see it. I mean, look at this here, right? Like, look at this. So you've got like Avengers, Kang Dynasty, and then a couple weeks later is Superman Legacy. Bam, a few months down the road, and then you've got the Batman Part 2, and that's going to be opening up, was that like the end of October 2025? Secret Wars got delayed to 2026. I did? It did? Okay. I don't know. I didn't. You know what, man? I don't quite know. I don't quite know. So, okay, if that's out of the way, then the Batman will be clear. But like, I mean, they're out of the way of Avengers Kang Dynasty. People are going to go in and watch Avengers, and then they're going to get a Superman movie. I think people are going to be happy. And especially if it's like a James Gunn directed Superman movie, that's going to be okay. I don't remember if all, again, if these movies got pushed back, I don't always remember, to be fair. But joining me for the conversation, James. What's going on, James?
Hey man, how's it going?
It's going okay. Just going through some of the stuff. Going to get into the Netflix stuff here in a second.
I just you're on camera, so I had to pop in and say hi. Say hi to everyone. I can't stay though, but I just want to say hi.
How's it going? So, I want to get your take. I want to get your take while you're here, because we were talking about this a little bit yesterday, right? We'll dive into this one here. So, what we've got is a big announcement from a mutual that we both know. We got the Dreamwalker.
Really quickly. I'm getting a delivery in 5 minutes. So.
Okay, we'll go by real quick. Wait. What kind of delivery are you getting in the middle of the night? Is it weed?
It's my girlfriend's birthday, so I got her a bunch of cake and chocolate.
Oh, you're such a softie. You're such a softie, yeah. James.
I am.
Nah, James is a good guy. Anyway, okay, so yeah, we got Filipino American Fantasy Universe Dreamwalker set at 108 Media. How do you what's your take on that? Like, how long you known about that one?
Months now. I'm just happy it's connected.
Yeah, like I was really surprised when I saw the news break yesterday. So we know here that it's an adaptation of Mikey Sutton's comic book. I haven't read it. But I mean, good for him. Look, I give Mikey shit a lot, but good for him. Like, good for him. That's a big deal to get something optioned and to get it off the ground, and then to get it picked up over even to television over at in the Philippines. I mean, what's weird though is, like, I thought there'd be a little bit more fanfare, if I'm being honest with you.
What do you mean?
Well, this is gonna like I'm just saying, like, this. We're like looking up. Oh, we lost him. He'll come back in a second. But I mean, Geekosity's website here, there's no mention of it, right? There's no mention of it at all. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand it. You've got your website, which gets between 750,000 and 1.3 million clicks a month. I figure there'd be some references here. All right, I like. That's, to me, this is the weirdest part of this. I mean, good on him for getting it, but really weird for not sharing it, like not writing an article, like humble bragging, or having your other guy here, Kieran Bug, write the article based upon the press release that went out and was talked about in Variety. It's like, it's like interesting. Also, why didn't he scoop himself? That's a question. Why didn't he scoop himself? Why didn't he do that? But no, I mean, good for him. Good. Let's find out more. Here. So, all right. According to this, the show is an adaptation of Dreamwalker, the action fantasy graphic novel from culture blogger Mikey Sutton and artist Noel Leon Flores. The novel topped the comic charts in the Philippines and was auctioned for TV adaptation. 108 Media envisages the show as a multi-season universe, which will begin to find its way to regional audiences in Asia in early 2024. So they're going to shoot this year, and then from there they're going to end up doing their thing. So good for them. Season 1 will focus on the origin story of Filipino-American protagonist Kat, who returns to the Philippines under mysterious circumstances. She survives a bus crash and finds herself gifted with the ability to enter dreams of others and being able to extract weapons to temporarily wield against supernatural beings from Filipino folklore, as she investigates the source of the monster while attempting to help those affected by the looming threat. Now, the cool thing about this is that this is going to heavily play into a lot of, Filipino culture. And friends of mine in LA, we were really building out the Filipino filmmaking community there. So I think this is a good for representation, and it seems interesting. So, and it's got Kate Valdez, which is the kind of the key thing.
I'm happy for him. And I'm glad it was finally announced. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave right away. I got the call, so I got a call.
No, it's okay. I understand.
But yeah, I just want to just pop in and say, because I haven't been able to pop in the last couple ones. It's been crazy busy around here.
No, I
But
understand.
yeah, as far as Dreamwalker goes, I'm very happy for Mikey and can't wait for it to go into production. And yeah, and I hope you're well. I hope everyone in the chat's well, and you guys have
Yeah.
a great night. And I'll have some more time next week, and I'll pop in and I'll talk your ear off again.
All right, buddy. Well, yeah, go be with your girlfriend and tell her HWAD Squad says happy birthday.
We will. Thanks, man.
All right, buddy. I'll see you later. Thank you.
Later.
James, everybody. James, the guy. Check out smallscreen.co. They got their small screen live podcast once a week. Good conversations there. Good conversations there. Fun to talk about. I do listen while I go out and I do delivery driving. So the thing with this though, all right. So because I always like to do, I like to do my due diligence and everything else when we talk about these companies, right? Because I've never heard of 108 Media before. So looking into this here, what is 108 Media? It is your passport to better content. We got global entertainment on our brain. We can't rest until we've changed the game and brought some first-class cultural, cross-cultural content to a screen near you. So, they are working that creative content needs wings. Again, all this kind of shit. I look, I'm not going to lie. I'm just not a fan of these websites that are just like, they bring out the, like the motivational shit. Like, we believe in you. Like, no, you believe, just tell me a good fucking story. All right. Like a good story. Taylor here says, review the Animatrix or Batman Gotham Knight. The problem with that though, is like, it's in this, there's like the individual shorts, and like going through all of that is a lot. That's why the anthologies are hard to do, right? Like that's the anthologies are difficult to do. Even something like, like VHS or those kind of things would be difficult to cover. Just because there's so much that can be talked about and anyway. So anyway, looking here at like, they've worked with Amazon and Sony and Netflix and Hulu and everything else, right? So they've got, good for them, right? Good for them. So I'm kind of curious what they've got in regards to their what is it about them? Okay, so this is their thing, yeah. All right, let's see, what have they got? What have they done? Let's find out. What have they? Yeah, they do development and distribution. I'm just kind of curious, like what exactly is going to be, they what have they put out? I saw they put out some stuff. About everything. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they got some more information in your blog. Okay, here's it's okay. See, I always find this stuff to be weird, right? When you dive into it a little bit, you look at here, they got their read on. So this is what they, this is their press release, their releases and whatever. And the last thing they've updated this was October 20th, 2021. So almost a year and a half ago. Right. And you're like, what's going on here? So, they also cover like development and distribution. Here's some of the things that they've worked on, some of these series, that they've done. They've done some films. I think one of these has gone to Netflix and whatever. So this is really, a really small company. All right. Yeah. Films release it. Eerie on Netflix, The Long Walk. These are smaller films, smaller things. So they want to build their footing, which is cool. So we'll have to wait and see what exactly they pull from it. But my biggest concern about this is they put out the press release. Variety's, I think it's like their Asian reporter. That sounds bad. Their Asia reporter. I don't want to sit there and misconstrue anything, right? Let's see. I'm trying to find, because Caden had actually found their bio for me, and I'm trying to find it from the other day. Okay, so it was the article was written by Patrick Frater, and Patrick Frater, according to Caden, is the Asia editor of Variety, based out of Hong Kong and Bangkok, where he oversees a small team of Asia regional correspondents, in addition to reporting on the international film and TV market. So this is just this is what they released out in the Philippines, and it was picked up by the Asia reporter. So that's why there's not a lot of fanfare for this, which is weird. So again, like looking at looking at the other side of it, right? Looking at the fans, still those guys, they talked about this and like no one really cared, which is kind of sad, to be fair. I don't mean that to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean about it. It's like all of the hype for like the Snyder shit that they built, everything else that they built on that one. And yet such a weird thing to not get a lot of push out of that one. But anyway, I really hope he gets it made. I do. I'll watch it when it comes out. I will. It sounds cool. I've always been supportive of the book. I was supposed to be in it, but I took myself out. For those of you who don't know, Mikey and I were friends. What really kind of caused our falling out was actually my appearance in his book. He wanted me to be like an Alex Jones style character, a guy named Garbo, because, that's original. But by hanging out with Syl and those guys and how toxic and destructive they are, they took that, what I thought was a very generous and kind act, to put me in a comic book. And they took the name of the character and they started using it as a pejorative against me because we disagreed about the Snyderverse and where things are going to be going. And it didn't matter to Mikey, surprisingly, somehow, Mr. Loyalty himself, I guess, that they attacked me and that was okay. And that's what caused the fallout. So again, I wish him the best, but at the same time, it's like, all right, we'll see what happens. Moisture for 5, thank you, says, Bob Iger must feel like an idiot now for firing Gunn the way he did years ago, only for Gunn to now lead the competition against Marvel. I don't think Iger looks at it that way, because Iger is also the one who brought him back for Guardians 3. Iger made a call. The wrong call, but a call. And the call he felt was the most necessary. And it kind of, I don't want to say it failed, but it definitely, like, they did what they felt they had to do. And that is also the big issue here. So, all right, why don't we quickly touch upon a couple little things here. So what we've got here is, wait, no, it's not the article I wanted. That is not the article I wanted. That's the article I wanted. Let's talk about Netflix. Am I doing an anime night this week? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I need to go do delivery driving. I haven't gone out this week, so I need to. I have a quota I got to hit. It's been kind of slow recently. We'll see what's going on. Maybe I will. Maybe Saturday night if nothing's going on. We'll see. But tonight, I have to be out of here in the next like 25 minutes. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do any 40K stuff tonight. So hold off on that one. Okay. All right. Let's talk about Netflix here. Man, they dropped the ball. They really, really, really dropped the ball. So according to the Streamable here, confirmed Netflix unveils first details of anti-password sharing measures. So Netflix has estimated that over 100 million users worldwide are using the service through the login credentials of somebody else. It hopes that by putting an end to account sharing, it will bring a new infusion of revenue to the company. It essentially is the only way Netflix can make meaningful subscriber additions in North America, where the service currently sees its highest share of market penetration. The Netflix Help Center now has a page outlining how your account should be shared and how it shouldn't. Remember back in 2017 when Netflix said love is sharing passwords, right? And then now they're just like, you can't share a password. Part of that, though, the sad thing about that, really sad thing about that is I think, again, they've kind of hit their peak. What do you do when you have massive, when you are the top dog, you are the head of the market, you are everything, there's nowhere more for you to go in this country. So you start cracking down by doing this shit. Now, a lot of people are gonna drop it, but I don't think as many as a lot of people out there think. I do think we're going to see a significant dip, but we might also see a significant increase in certain areas. And that's ultimately what Netflix wants. People who get the password sharing, are they going to drop Netflix? Let's be fair. Let's really, really be fair. No, they're not. They're not. They already pay for it. Why would they drop it? There's no need for them to drop it. If someone else can't get access to it, you're going to deny yourself some access to something you already pay for because somebody else can't get it. Come on. We're not that philanthropy. We're not that philanthropic. That's the word I want to use. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Jess here says, I guess we're going to divorce Netflix. Are you? Are you? I mean, you watch a lot of anime on Netflix. Are you going to walk away from Netflix because they don't want you to share it? I'm saying it's like, I think there's a lot of kind of chest thumping on this one, to be honest with you. Taylor here says Netflix pulled an Xbox One. It did. And they also reverse course. And as far as I understand, Netflix is also relatively reverse course. But here's what it says. Netflix accounts are still shareable, but only within one household to ensure that your devices are associated. Yeah, they actually backed off of that. They asked that you connect the Wi-Fi in your primary location, open up the Netflix app or website, and watch something at least once every 31 days. So can you still share Netflix with someone who doesn't live with you? Accounts are only meant to be used within one household. All right, which is, I mean, I watch it on my phone when I'm out and about. Like, fuck you, I'm the primary payer. Like, here's the thing. I believe that you pay. I believe, here's the thing. Why will you drop it? Do you share your password with somebody else? That's an honest question. If you share your password to somebody else and that somebody else helps pay for the monthly subscription, then I can understand dropping it. But if you're just dropping it to like drop it, like it doesn't make any sense to me. Netflix does have other replacements. Yeah. We can and we'll prove it. Netflix is still the biggest of the big. The other one of that is Disney Plus. That's all. That's all I'm saying here is just like, look at it rationally and ask yourself, like, how many people actually live up to this kind of stuff? That's what I'm saying is I always like to look at this kind of stuff rationally and I'll look at it directly because a lot of people, don't want to acknowledge that sometimes it's easy to get worked up on stuff. But I found this I did find this over on Twitter. I thought was really fucking funny. So you've got so many college kids are about to return to traditional values, showing the Pirate Bay. And look, I'm telling you, Netflix, in my opinion, has absolutely cut down on piracy. I think it really has. I think access to this stuff has made it so easy and accessible that it actually has cut down piracy in the States. Not abroad, but I think in the States, I think it's legitimately cut down on it. Because for those of you who are younger, I don't know how many of you actually remember the MPAA and how much they, in conjunction with the RIAA, were working with telecom companies to crack down on piracy. Piracy now is easier than it ever was before. It really is, if you know what you're doing and you know what you're looking for. And it's not even to say that it's as bad as it used to be, like as hidden away as it used to be. What I mean by that is like way back in the day, if you wanted to download something, you had to go to like some interesting places, right? You had there were the bad sites, like the Juarez sites that always had viruses and Trojans and everything else. And that is like walking into the wild, wild west of holy shit, I could get something really bad on my computer from just trying to get something for free. That was actually what they like back then. It was that bad. But then you also had file sharing. You had peer-to-peer, and if you knew what you were looking for, you could actually get almost everything by just going a little bit off the grid. Sometimes that costs money for access to certain things. I remember, and I'm dating myself here, I remember back when VCDs were all the rage. And the way to get VCDs largely was either through Usenet, right? Or you could go MIRC. And if you don't know what IRC is just a chat room. It's just a text-based chat room. Think Discord, but like way, way beforehand. And then you could get access to people's computers. They would host, basically computers would be servers, right? And you could just log into someone's account and open up their directory and go, okay, you've got this movie. I want to download this. And then, but there'd be a queue and you'd have to wait your time in line to be able to get it. If they were already at max capacity, they couldn't share. So like back then it was so freaking crazy. Right? Back then it was so freaking crazy in regards to like trying to pirate stuff because it made it difficult. But then now, I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys one thing. Okay. I found this site a while ago. I'm not going to link to what it is. I'm not going to show what it is. All right. I am going to just show you guys one thing of this. Okay. I'm just trying to, if I can, like, I don't want to show what it is. It might show what it is. All right. God damn it. Hold on here. Jesus Christ. Come on, work, you son of a bitch. Screw it. I'll just show you guys. So I'm not going to say what it is. If you look closely, you might be able to see it. But if you zoom in and go right down here to the bottom, right? They tell you regular users, VIP users, right? So you get like regular users get access to movies released in the last 6 months. Okay. VIP users get all this shit. But look at the very bottom one here. Look at this here. Feel good because they are supporting our site, right? So they want to say VIP users feel good because they are supporting our site. People who pay $90 for every 2 years or $50 for a year and a half or, you know, whatever, right? Not even that. This is 180 days, a half a year, $50, right? Or 2 years for $90 can feel good because they are supporting the website of pirates. That is to me, like I said, that is the funniest damn thing about all this, because you've got piracy websites now that charge money for access, just like Netflix, just like something else. They charge money for access. They might even restrict you based upon your IP. Some places do that. And then they have the gall on the website to sit there and say, thank you. You know, you do this because you want to support our site. Not the content that we're stealing, not the content that we're giving you for free that we have stolen, but the content, but because we provide you access, give me money. It's crazy. It's so crazy how different the world is. That's largely what I've been talking about. Is like piracy has never gone away. It's never going to go away. People are always going to find a way to get what they want. They're always going to find a way to get what they need. All right. And it's like a lot of people will justify paying for entertainment, but I think like there's an allure to it. There's like it's not as taboo as it once was. You know, back in the day, it was like, don't fucking talk about it. Now you've got like creators of like shows after the whole HBO Max fucking axing of everything, right? You had creators of shows like pirate it, right? Go pirate it. Just do it. Who cares? And that is the weirdest thing to me. So we are definitely in a weird space. But when it comes to Netflix, I feel like if they do back down on that, I just want to make sure I heard that correctly. Password sharing change. Let me see here if they've updated it. Okay. So according to Wired, they say here that the Netflix password sharing crackdown isn't happening yet. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to get Wired magazine. I don't care about that. All right, so they said after Netflix spent years piloting different ways to crack down on password sharing, changes to its United States help page this week seem to indicate that streaming giant has finally settled on a plan, but those tweaks quickly disappeared, leaving confusion and concern. Now the company's clarifying that nothing has changed this week and no new restrictions are rolling out right now. Saying here, for a brief time Tuesday, a Help Center article containing information that is only applicable to Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru went live in other countries. We have since updated it. So all of that crap happened, right? All of that crap happened. And like, oh, no, this is only going to take place in Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru. That's where it's at. South America is where it's at, you know? So it's funny that it hasn't changed yet, but they do need to figure out a way to make money. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, my take on it is this. If Netflix is finding themselves in a very unique and interesting situation in regards to finances, the best thing they could do, and maybe I'm wrong, but the best thing they could do would be to maybe stop trying to cater to everyone and start to develop content based upon the people who are most active on the site. Find their tribe, find their niche, and create the content based around that. Or start looking to other countries and buying very successful shows and movies from other countries at just like pennies on the dollar. But I really do feel that they should start niching down. Obviously, true crime documentaries do well. Obviously, anime does well. Obviously, like sappy romance movies do well. Sci-fi movies, I think, do well. Good shows will do well. They've got to start really working on trying to create curated content that will speak to the multitude of their users, right? Look at what Disney Plus has done. Disney's got the vault. They've got the IPs and they're playing into those IPs. Netflix, I think, is going to start doing that with everything that they've bought, that they've acquired. But it's like, if you want people to spend the money, don't do like 3 price hikes in a fucking year. You know what I mean? Like they did a lot of price hikes on Netflix and it's really frustrating. So yeah, but they're going to, you know, and there are alternatives. Hulu is a good alternative. It is. HBO Max is a good alternative. Obviously Disney Plus is a good alternative. It's the cheapest one. Jess here, for $5. Thank you very much. Says you can watch, anime through Crunchyroll, High Dive, Hulu, Pluto TV, and Roku. I stopped my subscription to HBO Max since the great animation cut. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. So that's going to be again, go for it. And you can find things your niche in other places. Like I like watching older movies or lower budget horror films. I've been enjoying those quite a bit. There's fucking Shudder for that. You know, there's Tubi. Tubi is free with ads. Lots there to watch on Tubi. A lot of great things to watch on Tubi. You know, you've got your ad tier stuff on Roku. There's other places when Crackle was a thing. There are alternatives, but people are also going to have to ask about how many ads they want to watch and things like that. That's going to be the other side of that. That's going to be their own thing. So there's that. H-Barts here says Netflix will slowly kill itself and Blockbuster will rise from the ashes. I mean, it would be funny. Also, there's also Redbox. Rent a movie for like $2 a night. You know what I mean? It's like there's alternatives. There's alternatives everywhere. But people like comfort. People like accessibility. Accessibility is a big one. And that's what Netflix offers. It's like YouTube on the front of being a video streaming service, right? Or a video hosting platform. There's other alternatives. But this one has everything people want. So they take the good with the bad. And there's bad. But they take the good with the bad. Let's see. H-Bars here says, or buy physical media. Well, here's the biggest problem with that, H-Bars, is that physical media, I'm not saying physical media is dying. All right. I'm not saying that at all. What I mean by that ultimately has a lot to do with everything in the sense of, let's see here. I'm trying to find the image. If I can find the one I'm talking about here. There was I always forget the account that has the video sales on it, right? Maybe this is it. Hold on, I know what I'm looking for here. Sorry, guys. Okay. All right, where is this at? I'm trying to find it because looking at like here we go. I'm pulling. Okay. Sorry. So bringing up this one here. This is from Media Play News. They actually cover a lot of the physical sales. Okay. So looking at here for the week that ended in January 28th, so just last week, out of all the movies that were sold, 64% were DVD, 29% were Blu-ray, 6.9% were UHD. Now, UHD has been fluctuating. If it's a good movie that's coming out on 4K, they'll release it. Blu-ray still does okay, but the vast majority is still DVD. Why is it that DVD is still the main? And it's just because I believe it's just internet infrastructure in certain parts of the country is a big factor, in my opinion. So it's just like, but again, like you could buy physical media, but if they don't release physical media as often as they used to, or what you want to get is now like way more expensive than what it used to be. That becomes a factor as well. Like I was at Walmart and they had the top shelf of the new releases is all Black Adam. That's been out for weeks now, but it's all Black Adam. Even Violent Night is like not on the top bar, you know? And I'm like, but no one's buying it. And then they got rid of their $6 Blu-ray bin and they brought back the DVDs. They brought back the $5 DVDs. So there's a lot going on. And then Taylor here brings up a great point. A lot of great shows aren't even released on physical media. How many times have we been begging Disney, release Mandalorian 4K physical copy? I will buy it. I will cherish it. I'll buy season 1. I'll buy season 2. I'll buy season 3. I'll buy Book of Boba Fett. I'll buy Obi-Wan. I'll buy Andor. I'll buy these shows. But they don't do it because they think that's going to take away from people who have subscriptions to their service, which is not even remotely true. You know, it's just like, yeah, I mean, like Fetch here says price is a huge factor, not just the discs, but the players. Yeah. I mean, it's like I was, I saw a PS5 in the wild for the first time the other day and I was like, ooh, man, a PS5. I don't have $500 to buy it, but I'm like, I would have bought it for more or less its 4K player rather than the game console, because I've got I don't have any PS5 games. I got a bunch of digital PS4 games that would be great to transfer over. But again, it's $500 for a 4K player that also plays games because you know why? Accessibility. It's not having like 80 different machines. It's accessibility. People will pay for convenience. And honest to God, that's really what it boils down to. And yeah, space issue this is a factor. It's one of the reasons why I want the Xbox Series X, even though I have the S, because of space factor. The PS5 is so big, I don't want it. So, let's see. Rational here says the Series X 4K player is better than the PS5. So, well, that's why I'm holding out on getting a Series X. I will eventually get a PS5, or whatever, when they're condensed and they're smaller. McLeod here says, can you buy me a PS5? It's over $700 here in Canada. I mean, just drive down to the States. It's, there you go. Taylor here says, Archer is up to season 12. They stopped DVD releases after season 29. I remember The Simpsons were consistently releasing seasons with a bunch of great behind the scenes, like featurettes and shit. And I was buying every single one of them as they came out and I'd watch them all. And then they went from like season 9 to like season 20 something. And it's like, oh my God, they have so much to produce. They just don't want to do it. And then of course did you guys know this is true? For a while, there was actually a conversation about how Simpsons was going to become its own streaming service, like World of Simpsons or something. Like they were talking about having The Simpsons being its own thing. And it's like its own service. And I was like, well, I might get that in order to watch it. And then of course it's all on Disney Plus now. And I haven't even watched any of it, even though it's the #1 show on Disney Plus, which is just crazy to think about. Ryan here says, I'm pretty selective when it comes to putting stuff on my shelves. They would have to be movies and TV shows I like to watch over and over and over again. I mean, yeah, that makes a great point. Right. But there's a lot there. There's a lot that you can get. That's coming out. I wish I could see. Oh, okay. Wow. I mean, I'm just kind of looking here at Amazon real quick, right? I'm bringing up Amazon here for physical media. Like you can, like, this is what they got for new releases. You got the 4K Black Panther, $29. I don't know. See, for me, I'm like, yeah, okay, but it's on Disney Plus. So why buy the 4K? It's on Disney Plus. I don't have a reason to watch, any, what is this here? They call this one here the Cinematic Universe Edition. What the fuck is this Cinematic Universe Edition? You get 4K resolution, high dynamic range, instantly jump into the movie because it's more or less Ultra Play is, I think, probably whatever. For the complete 4K experience, you're going to need a 4K Ultra HD TV with high dynamic range, Ultra HD Blu-ray player. All right, but what exactly is but look, here's what they got for this. You get Envisioning Two Worlds, Passing the Mantle, gag reel and deleted scenes, and you get audio commentary. That's it. That's all it is in regards to just the bonus features. which is ridiculous. It's utterly, utterly ridiculous. But then they have this one coming out, which is one I would not mind getting my hands on because I love People Under the Stairs. All right. But that's $40 and that's coming out April 25th. So you look at this here. I mean, such a sick, if you haven't seen The People Under the Stairs, you're missing out. Now, I don't know what's going to be on this. They don't have anything here yet for what's going to be coming, but it's like, if there's interesting special features, that's going to be worth the fucking money. Dragon Slayer, Midnight Run's coming out here. The Fablemans, the Prince of Egypt. That's already out. Flashdance. I mean, the Rocky movies. Ooh, Red Eye. That's a good one. That's coming out March 21st. Oh, the Rocky movies are coming out. Okay. Pretty soon. All right. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. So there's stuff like, there's like movies that are coming. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K UHD that comes out at the end of the month. That might actually be interesting. Like, what do you get with this thing, right? What do you get with this? Is there, do you actually get to, what special features are on here? So, okay. So special features, disc 1, 4K, you get 4 feature commentaries. We get writer, producer, director, Toby Hooper. That'd be cool. Okay. You go through there and then you got Blu-ray, has the extras. Feature-length documentary, The Legacy of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The they have William Friedkin and Toby Hooper discussing it. The Shocking Truth, Flesh Wounds, 7 Stories of the Saw, a tour of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house with Gunnar Hansen. I mean, look at this here. Look at all these fucking bonus features. If you are a horror fan, if you are a fan of this, then this is right up your alley of things to get you. I mean, it's like, this is the, Plargan here says, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of the first movies that comes to mind that should not be seen in high quality. Like, I'll put it to you like this, dude. I was watching the remaster, the director's cut of my Bloody Valentine, and some of the audio was not great because it was like old 80s, but the imaging looked amazing. Like, the imaging looked great. Like, it looked, the transfer was really good. The Blu-ray upscale was really good. So it's like, it can be if it's really looked at frame by frame and everything else. And a lot of this stuff is actually, again, it's all done by AI. There's a lot of the stuff now is actually done by a computer. So kind of going back to what we talked about earlier, I'm just saying, it's like, there's a lot when it comes to physical media. This is the kind of stuff that has to be done. Yes, I will do. Well, I did do a Texas Chainsaw Massacre from last year on Podio Commentary. I actually enjoyed that movie, but yes, going through those, and I actually haven't seen the Platinum Dune movies from earlier in the 2000s. I haven't seen those yet, so I need to watch those. Let's see here. Remember the high quality versions of Terminator that made Arnold's cock very visible in the opening scene? I haven't, but now I'm in the look for it. Not to say that I want to see his penis, but I haven't seen his penis. Does that make sense? I love it. Anyway, I'm just talking about, like, looking at like what's coming and everything else. There's a lot of, like, ooh, shit. Yeah. Oh, that comes out next week. Bubba Hotep. Fucking Bubba. Well, I love Bubba Hotep. Such a good fucking movie here. Bruce Campbell, Ozzie Davis. If you haven't seen Bubba Hotep, you are missing the hell out. It's such a good movie. All right. So, like, but what are the special features on this one? All right. Look at the fucking bonus content here. You got a 4K scan from original camera negative. All right. Audio commentary with the director and Bruce Campbell. Audio commentary with the King. So is that Bruce Campbell as Elvis doing an audio commentary of the entire movie? Yes, please. Previously unreleased featurette Bubba Hotep filming locations, talking about a bunch of stuff there. Audio commentary, another audio commentary, I guess. The King Lives, an interview with Bruce Campbell. All Is Well, an interview with the director. Mummies in Makeup, an interview with makeup's director. Robert Kurtzman. Robert Kurtzman, who didn't he go on to like fucking do Walking Dead? The Making of Bubba Hotep. I mean, there's a ton of stuff here. Right? There's a ton of stuff here. You have deleted scenes with optional audio commentary, footage from the temple room floor, archival interviews, music video, theatrical trailer. I mean, there's some good shit here. There is some good shit for Bubba Hotep. And again, if you guys, again, not to hot HWAD without some pecker talk, sure. So I'm just saying is that there's some good stuff here. There's some solid things with Bubba Hotep. And again, it's just like, no, it was Robert Kurtzman, not Kirkman, Kurtzman. But yes. So that's all I'm saying, guys. Like if you're going to do physical media, you gotta have a reason to do physical media. Like I find it weird that I actually really like the 4K upscales of older movies. I just like the way that they look. And I like what the new shit. It's like watching it through a new lens, whereas like getting a 4K of Black Panther Wakanda Forever is like, it's shot digital. Is it going to be, and I'm not against shooting digital, but it just kind of feels like, what's the point? I can watch it on Disney Plus and like fucking IMAX enhanced edition. So when we talk about physical media, that's the fun stuff with it, right? It's like the behind the scenes stuff. Let's see. Henry here says the issue is that you're talking about stuff you are actually interested in. I just want to watch the 9th season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine or Zombie Simpsons while working out, and I'm not going to buy the disc for it. No. On that front, dude, here's the thing. On that front, you're not wrong. That's always the interesting factor with it, right? When it's just like, I just want to watch a show. I just want to watch this. You don't always have to do that because it is easier to just bring it up on your screen than it is to go, oh, I really want to watch this one episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's season 6, disc 7. All right. Oh, I didn't, what the fuck is that? God damn, Barbara. Yeah. It's on that front. Like my family, we watch Bob's Burgers over dinner. We just like watching, we just restarted it again. It's a good show. We love the show. But it's like, if I had it on DVD, that would be crazy, to keep running it through. So yes, digital plays a part, like a major part, a massive part in a lot of this kind of stuff. Because again, accessibility. That's what it all boils down to, is accessibility. So that's the thing we need to remember with this kind of stuff. And it's difficult because so many, buying the niche things that people will spend money on, especially in horror, is something that is proven to be profitable. But it's like, yeah, would somebody buy the 4K upscale of Brooklyn Nine-Nine season 6? Probably not. Not as much as many as to make it worth its while. But running it on Peacock or whatever the fuck it's on, I think it's on Hulu right now, can be. So, anyway, yeah. So Blarganier says, I have over 1,000 VHS tapes. It's hilarious how much of a chunk of that is taken up by TV show episodes. Oh yeah. Back when you could only get like 2 of the hour-long episodes or 4 of the half-hour-long episodes on there. I remember. Let's see, Matt, it's upsetting that people are being duped into buying fake Blu-rays of The Mandalorian and WandaVision, not knowing Disney should sell the Blu-rays themselves. I know. How can you even warn them? I mean, so many of us here would buy it because we love it. We would buy it to have it. We'd buy it to own the collection, to support the show, because we just love it so much. But instead, we have to rely to watch it on there, which is fine, I guess. But it's like, I want to have, like, I would even buy, like, if they did the Industrial Light and Magic docu-series on home video. I think that's such a good series. So, yeah. Jess here says, I have over 400 movies in my digital library. Nice, man. But see what happens. And again, see, there's a thing there. What happens if the internet goes out? Right? Can you download them locally? If you have them digital, if you have the digital file, what happens if there's, like if you can't get access to your computer, but you have a little portable DVD player, you can put the movie, it's like, but then again, like, is it a portable Blu-ray player? Is it a portable 4K player? There's so many weird restrictions. And do people actually want to sit there and watch movies on their phone? I watch YouTube videos on this thing all the time. But there's all that. Will I eventually review Kenobi and Boba Fett? I've thought about doing that, like just audio only, really, is just because I don't want to like, put anything together, but just like talk about the episodes and stuff. I've thought about doing that. I thought about doing that for Bob's Burgers, of like going through episode by episode, because I've seen it so many times and I know what's going to happen. And I know like how certain things tie into stuff. There's even like occasionally a reference to like an early episode. Like in the Bob's Burgers movie, there's actually a reference, very subtle reference to like an episode in season 3. I think it's season 3, where Mickey gets out of jail on a technicality. And there's a line in Bob's Burgers when they're singing the song Lucky Ducks, you know, some of us have paid for our crimes. And the Mickey just goes, well, most of us, you know, and that's totally like a throwback to that episode, you know. And what really sucks about Bob's Burgers, and I just feel bad about this, because he's got his foil has always been Jimmy Pesto, right? And at the end of season 12, they kind of find this weird middle ground to where like they kind of enjoy each other's company. And it was nice to see like, wow, holy, or maybe it's season 11, but they start like really working, like becoming kind of friendly. And then of course you find out that the actor who plays Jimmy Pesto was at January 6th, and he apparently stormed the Capitol, and he has since been fired from the show, and they have just written out Jimmy Pesto. So that sucks. That sucks. Anyway, all right, guys, it is 11 o'clock my time. I have got to be up at 6 a.m. to take the kids to the appointment because, you know, Seattle traffic. But anyway, I thank everybody for coming on by, hanging out tonight. I know it got a little contentious towards the beginning. That's unfortunate, but it's always just a lot of fun to have conversations with you guys. I will be on again tomorrow night, maybe a little bit later. It is Friday. I do have to go out driving. Oh yeah, real quick here. Ryan asking, did I see Sam Cedar's video of H. John Benjamin talking about Tim Pool? I did. I did. I did. That was really funny. I was laughing my ass off. I want H. John Benjamin to read me the phone book is what I want. That's what I want, guys. All right, everybody, have yourself a great night. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys later.